The Indigenous Health Services and Reconciliation team at Niagara Health help to bring support and resources to Indigenous patients and their loved ones. Here to tell us more is Manager of Indigenous Programming, Charity Beland. Charity, how vital is the programming you serve at Niagara Health?
Well, it's growing in importance and understanding through both the community and the hospital staff. We support Indigenous patients, their families, and anyone who comes in and identifies as Indigenous. And what that does is we support them through advocacy. Sometimes it's a communication situation that we need to support them with. Sometimes it's navigating the healthcare system. And sometimes it's just being there as a friend to support them through this experience, because there's a lot of historical trauma that comes in when patients are accessing healthcare.
Charity, how is Niagara Health supporting Truth and Reconciliation Month?
So we are fortunate that for the entire month of September, we have different events that are going on at all of our sites. So we have vendor markets that we host where we bring in Indigenous community members who get to showcase and share the different products and things that they make. We have information tables for people to learn. And we have different lunch and learns to make sure that we're really promoting education so people have a good understanding of why truth and reconciliation is important and what their role is in that. So for Niagara Health this year, we've decided that First Must Come Truth is the theme for our Truth and Reconciliation Month. And that's really about making sure that people have an understanding of what the history is, what they can do, and then how they can move towards reconciliation.
Speaking of education, you're going to educate me on something.
Okay.
The term of smudging.
Yes.
Tell me what that is.
So smudging is something that is used, it's traditional medicine, traditional ceremony, mostly with Anishinaabe people in our area, but a lot of different nations have accepted and now use this practice. And what it is, you take, typically sage is the majority of the medicine that we use, and we burn a small amount of sage in a shell. We balance, the shell represents water. We always use a match to light the medicine because we're asking the medicine to honor us and to support us in whatever it is that we need. And the smoke that's generated, we essentially cleanse ourselves with it. We ground ourselves. We'll bring it to our eyes to make sure that we're seeing things clearly and in a good way. We bring it to our ears to make sure that we're hearing things in a good way. We bring it over our head or to our mind to make sure that what we're thinking, our thoughts, and the energy that we're putting out is the best that we can. And we use it in times of grief or challenging conversations or just when we need that connection. And the smell and the process of the smoke is so important to so many people. And to now be able to do that within the hospital has brought so many people peace.
Now, you recently had a call out for some art. Can you tell me about that?
Yes, we did. It was very exciting. Our outpatient mental health department came to the Indigenous health team and asked if there was a way that we could support them in making their space feel safer for some of the Indigenous patients. So together we created this call out to community members, and we had, I believe it was 9 submissions. We're going to post the submissions, the selected submissions at each of our outpatient mental health units. So that's our Niagara Falls, our Welland, and our St. Catharines site. We'll each have one of the selected artists, and it was all done through community vote. So whether it was hospital community, general public, Indigenous community, the selection process was really done to support the people who are going to be accessing that space. So the call out is now closed. All of the submissions, all of the votes have been tallied. We know who the winners are or who the selected artists are, but we haven't made the announcement public yet. So that will be later in September that we do an announcement of who's actually selected.
I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit, but what was your thoughts of some of these submissions?
I wanted them all. I really did. They're beautiful, and when you see them, the idea was really about understanding the difference in like what two-eyed seeing is, where you're looking at the benefits and the best things that come from traditional medicine, but you also want to look at what comes from Western medicine and how we can walk in those two worlds and really bring together both of those strengths. So there was some really, really beautiful submissions that blended that well, some that were really focused in nature. I'm hoping that there's an opportunity that they can be, shared across the sites in different ways. So,
Charity National Day for Truth and Reconciliation is September the 30th, which is this week. How are you guys honoring?
So we support all of our staff wearing orange shirts, and that is, in recognition of the survivors from residential school, as well as we're hosting a lunch and learn, and we're very fortunate to have Negon Sinclair as our special guest, who will be really supporting the First Must Come Truth theme that we have for the month.
Awesome, Charity. Thank you very much for coming in today.
Thank you for having me.